All right. For the most critical and mind-blowing topic of the day, I want to introduce you to a person whose name I've never seen before, a new name birthed onto the world. This is not Jamie. This person is named Jammie. 2 M's, like you're putting on your jammies to go to bed. Are you familiar with Jammie Booker? Have you heard that name?
No, that sounds
today?
like a Parappa the Rapper like character.
It does, actually. So, this person entered the world's strongest woman competition and won. They didn't win by that much, though. They only won by 1 point. I think they had a score of 47, and second place had a score of 46. But that did put them in the first place to win the gold medal. So I want to talk to you about the world's strongest woman and this competition that they had. So we got Randy bringing this up here. So the world's strongest woman competition is just like world's strongest man. They lift a bunch of heavy shit. Whoever lifts the most heavy shit the best wins the thing. You might remember that South Park had a parody about this a while ago with Macho Man Randy Savage. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
So Macho Man Randy Savage, the legend, shows up to the world's strongest woman competition, and he's just all roided out, looking ripped, and he smashes the competition. And then I think he sings a song at the end talking about how he's a powerful woman and how he won the competition. So this now has happened in actual real life. We had a world's strongest woman competition. And then here we can see the article where British strongwoman Andrea Thompson said she was robbed of her winning moment after being retroactively crowned. So they went back. They've eventually taken away the winner's trophy, who was a transgender athlete. So he was born a biological male, transitions to be a woman, to then become the world's strongest woman. And she's mentioning that, that's great that you guys backtracked it, but still, I wasn't giving my winning moment. And if you look at this picture, which hopefully is visible on screen, I'm pretty sure this is the second place woman down here. And you can see everybody else is smiling and looking happy. And honestly, I'm with her. What's her name? Andrea? Yeah, Andrea Thompson. I'm with Andrea on this. I would look that way too. Look at all the tape she's got, holding her legs together. And so, this is them at the podium, and I wanted to skip ahead to this bit because Andrea Thompson, who's 43 years old, right? She's no spring chicken, and no shame. It's in fact more respect for getting your old ass up there at 43 and lifting all them weights and being in that kind of shape. That's genuinely fucking amazing, especially if she's a natural athlete. If she's not on any kind of PEDs, if that's all her. That's incredible. So I have nothing but respect for Miss Thompson in this. She's 5'5" and weighs 247 pounds. Now, this is where you cue the sound effect from Deuce Bigalow, where the guy's like, "That's a huge bitch." That is a huge woman. 247 pounds is not small, and no shame here. Clearly a power lifter. This is a massively strong person, but by my standards, she's not that tall, but that is a huge woman. But she's much smaller than the 28-year-old Jammie Booker, who is 6'5" and weighs 400 pounds. So back to the photograph. So obviously she's standing on a podium, so she's taller than everyone else already. But this person is a 6'5", 400-pound monster, a full foot taller than the second place person and weighing 150 pounds more. And I just want to reiterate that they only won by 1 fucking point. How much of a shitter do you have to be one of the largest men on the planet and to be I can't hack it with the men. I'm going to go smash the women's competition. And then you still barely fucking win. Holy shit, what a scumbag. Allegedly.
You know what I find surprising?
I
find it surprising that it's, it's 2025 and we're still having the same discussions about do biological men have an advantage in women's sports, even if they start taking estrogen or whatever? Yeah, they are. And they do.
Yeah. So in a just like bare comparison of high-performing athletes, high-performing athletic women, presuming nobody's on PEDs, or we hope when these tests were taken, but high-performing athletic women have around 1/5 of the free testosterone in their blood compared to high-performing athletic men. And they measure it by number of deciliters per nanoliter of blood, or I can't remember the exact, it's all these tiny little measurements. But basically, they measure the number of the actual concentration of testosterone per unit of blood, and that's how they figure out like how much testosterone you've got in your body. So on average, the top performing women have around 1/5 what the top performing men do. So, and that's not even taking into consideration like their development period, because when you go through puberty, you develop like the thickness of your bones, the size of your lungs, and your heart. These are like direct performance factors on certain sports. And especially for other things like swimming, like the length of your arms is going to matter a lot. And like there's other weird things like the distance between the attachment points of your muscles to your bones and all this other shit that is different between men and women. But the ultimate outcome is that men, are drastically stronger and more powerful in a physical form than their female counterparts when you go like pound for pound. And so to ever pretend that there's any kind of equality between this is just pure fucking fantasy, in my opinion. This is entirely about men being unable to hack it against other men, and so they're crashing women's party and just taking over. Because this doesn't happen the other direction. There's no women sneaking into men's sports, like strapping down their tits and trying to pretend like they're just one of the boys so they can win a men's competition. It's never fucking happened in the history of the world. Maybe in one shitty Hollywood movie that I watched a lot in the 80s because it showed some tits. But beyond that one fucking Hollywood movie, which I can't remember, I don't think this has ever occurred in the opposing direction. So this is strictly a women's problem where men are just crashing their party. And I just think it's fucking gross. I think it's so depressing. I think it's so sad for women who want to be competitive. But it's way sadder for men. The fact that you're like taking the easy way out, you just refuse to compete. If you want to be a woman, if you want to take pills or you want to get surgery, like that's your mistake if you want to do it. I don't condone any kind of surgeries or pills, but if that's like where you want to take your life, so be it. But if you then start enlisting yourself in sports competitions against your new contemporaries, you're a scumbag. It has nothing to do with being a transgender. The fact that you're bullying people and getting into sports competitions with people half your fucking size, you're a garbage person. That's all there is to it. What a fucking shitter. So I want to get into a little bit into these quotes that they got, because this person, Booker, was initially like, you can see this person's face. Like they're thrilled that they smashed these women. Like, good fucking job, bro. So Booker had previously competed at least twice in women's strength events this year, winning, what a surprise, the Rainier Classic in June and finishing second. You fucking suck. Finishing second in North America's Strongest Woman in July. God, fucking imagine crashing the party and still not winning. Thompson, who also won the world title in 2018, that's the woman, the smaller person, Andrea Thompson, who also won in 2018, said she had no reason during the event to question Booker's eligibility. There was nothing at all during the competition. No one had any reason to suspect anything. Are you fucking blind? Or just stupid? Excuse me, 6'5" and 400 pounds. If Andre the Giant rolls up and says, "Da, I am woman," you're just gonna believe him? Nobody's gonna be like, I have a question? The fuck does she mean? There was no reason to suspect anything. This is that woke brain where everyone's so afraid of offending someone or saying something to the protected class of people that they're going to hide behind this and be like, I just saw a giant woman. I thought, oh, she's just one of the chicks, one of the girls. So Thompson said that she and others initially welcomed Booker as a new competitor, noting that every woman is welcome. So having someone who is a little bit taller, a bit bigger, we just thought this is a new face and we welcome them. She added that she hoped to speak with Booker despite her frustration. This woman is way too fucking gracious. Yeah. No shit. Like, I get that she's being gracious and politically correct, and I think she's from the UK as well, so she might literally go to jail if she says the wrong thing here. So, like, I get it, but her face says it all right here, dude. Oh my God. Officials at Strongman. Wait, is it really called Strongman? You guys don't even call it Strongwoman? Okay. Officials at Strongman said an investigation is underway. A statement on their website said, had we been aware or had this been declared at any point before or during the competition, this athlete would not have been permitted to compete in the women's open category.
So why do you think
no one could tell?
Did they deliberately, because of political correctness, say,
yeah,
oh, I'm afraid to say it, or just because, these strong women are quite hefty looking fellas?
She's not that out of the ordinary. No, I think it's the former. I think it's that once they saw the backlash was here and that the backlash was okay, that they were like, oh, okay, we can do the right thing here. But if there had been no backlash, if Andrea had been smiling and holding up her trophy like everybody else and just went with it, I think they would have let it roll. I think they wouldn't have said shit. So I think it's purely about the fact that this kind of backlash is finally becoming more mainstream and people are all just in general sick of this shit, that now it's actually coming out. I'm still impressed with Andrea Booker, not only with her physique and her age, but like the fact that she was able to keep it this cool and just say the right thing according to like political correctness. A lot of respect for her. That's crazy. But they reiterated their commitment to fairness and said they were disappointed that the controversy overshadowed the achievements of the legitimate competitors. That's a good point.
Well,
man.
of course, it's going to overshadow everything, though.
I don't even know what weight they lifted. I don't even know what competitions they did. There's no pictures of them like pulling trains like you would always see from a strongman competition. Like the whole thing is about this controversy. So this is another article where they talked about Jammie Booker specifically. They say they have not commented publicly on the disqualification. God, these ads are ridiculous. The athlete's Instagram biography includes pro Strongwoman, world's strongest woman 2025, and she, her pronouns. Oh, thanks for telling me your pronouns. Okay, so otherwise this is just the same shit. More repercussions may be coming. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton posted Tuesday on X that his office would investigate the situation. I don't know what that's going to do, but anyway, the fact that this happened to Texas is extra crazy. That goes to show you how liberal Texas has become. Like just from Silicon Valley upping stakes and moving there, they've really changed the culture of Texas.
Is Texas going to have oversight on like a national, sports fucking organization?
No, but I would have thought that. I think 15 years ago, had this come up in Texas, you would have had just your average rank and file, like the parents of the other girls, and people would have been like, no, you can't have a man in this competition. But the fact that we're in Austin 2025, or rather, I don't know if it was Austin. Oh, it was Arlington. But the fact that we're in Texas in 2025.
Like, who watches the strong woman?
Like, at least the parents is what I was thinking. Like, if there were other Texas parents there. But granted, this Andrea Booker, she's like 40 years old. So maybe there's no parents involved. Maybe these are all adults on their own shit. And yeah, she's from the UK, so she didn't want to get arrested for saying wrong thing. So she didn't say shit.
Jesus. Looking at those inverted knees. Oh,
where she's like locking up her knees to stand. When you're that heavy, I don't know, man. Fat people's knees always look fucking weird to me. Anyway, okay. So, so this is just totally fucked. But sanity prevails. At least everyone finally got on board and said, oh, yeah, that should never have happened. And they did retract it. They did give it back to this person. So on the books, they've got it. I heard someone else talking about this, and one of the commentators was asking, they're like, well, what about the trophy? So apparently Jammie Booker has not responded to any comments about this at all. They haven't replied at any time. So I guess she still has her trophy and is not giving it back. But in the official record books, and I'm sure they sent another shitty trophy to this person. So Andrea Booker is the winner. Not Booker. Sorry, Booker's the man. Andrea Thompson. Sorry. Andrea Thompson is now the official crowned winner. And yeah, I just want to close this off by saying, fuck male athletes trying to sneak into women's spaces. That's gross. But secondarily, or maybe this should be the primary point, is huge respect to this woman, Andrea Thompson, for being a 43-year-old strong woman winning competitions. And she only was 1 point behind this 28-year-old goon, this guy who's 6'5" and 400 pounds. So huge respect to Andrea Thompson, and people and everyone else can suck it. That's my closing thoughts. What do you got on this?
All I gotta say is I can't wait for the day when we stop talking about and having this shit happen.
Word. Yeah, it would be nice if we were talking about how heavy the train they lifted was instead. All right. Another great episode in the can.
Keeping up with Mr. Jackson.